Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for DXY, or the US dollar currency index. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios that price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on daily time frame and looking at this main scenario in which we had this as a 1-2 of primary, looking for that third to be going higher. Of that third of primary, we completed 1, 2, 3, 4, and now looking to complete the fifth of that last wave structure. We have other scenarios in this one as well on higher time frame in which we have already completed third of primary, and now we'll be looking to complete the fifth of primary here. In this one we could be already created, or could have already created this as a 1, 2, 3. Then possible wave 4 or wave 4 would be something like this, and then looking for that last fifth wave. Again, this is less bullish on DXY, way more bullish on everything else, but linking up with this on the S&P 500, for example, I do think that this structure here is way more likely. So that's why I hold this as my main. Let's go to 1 hour time frame and let's go through the structures here on smaller time frame a bit. In here, again, we had the wave 4 of intermediate of that third of primary, after which we've had this as a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into wave 1 of minor, 3-way pullback or DXY in here into wave 2, and another impulse wave going higher here. I've labeled this as a wave 1 of minute degree because again we do have that overlap here, and trying to pull off some kind of diagonal in here would mean that we would have something like this. Of course that could happen, but again expanding diagonals are way less common than the contracting part or contracting ones, so that's why I don't really like to prefer them unless there is nothing else that could explain the structure. In here, although this wave 1 here of smaller degree is actually a bit larger than this one here, and we can see it from here. You see that 1-to-1 extension would be around here, and this actually goes a bit higher. However, I do think this is a bit more likely than the expanding diagonal structure. I don't have anything else here, unfortunately, so I have to go with this. It definitely has other potential or possibilities for sure, but I feel like this is the most likely at the moment, a 1-2, 1-2 scenario. In here, again, we had a potential of 5 waves going upwards, and now we would have a correction for that wave 2 again. At this moment, it is also possible that we are still, or this structure here would be a connector wave structure for this wave 2, and in which we would be creating something like this or pivoted from here on downwards. As this was a 3-way structure, I would expect this last leg here would be a 3-way structure as well, taking out these lows if that would be the case. At the moment, I don't need to be looking into that. We do have these divergences here as we were going up, so it is very much of a possibility that this was indeed a 5-way structure in here, although of course this end would be like that, as that would be the 5th wave. But yeah, expectations now is that this was some kind of 3-way structure like so, ending the wave 2 here. Let's actually make sure that we have taken out the lows here. Yep, we did take out the previous lows of these 18th of October with the recent 21st Friday lows, so it is very much of a possibility that we are completed here, where we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3-way pullback and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This definitely would make a lot of sense to me. Let's take a look at the retracement. I'm not quite sure if that is exactly 50%, probably not. Oh, it actually is just slightly more. Did not hit the golden pocket. We don't need to, of course, do that. So yeah, it is much of a possibility that wave 2 is done here. This wave 2 was a bit more deeper than the previous one, which hit again the 0.5 as well. So expectations would be that this would launch off very much higher. That is again the very much more bullish scenario for DXY, and this would be really bad for all of the other markets. But at the moment I just can't see a scenario in which this would be a wave 4. I can't really get anything here being a ABC, because again we hit or went through the 1.618 here, and I don't allow the B wave here would be going beyond the 1.618. So I do think that we have to have this as some kind of new structures, unless of course this structure here is part of something before. For example, this one, maybe it is like that, and then we would have another 3 and 3 and try to create some kind of diagram here. It is just not that easy to read this DXY chart at the moment, but the most easiest or the best looking at the moment, I do feel like it is this one, where we would have 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this would be very bad for all of the markets, as you know, for sure. But we'll see. Of course, there is nothing for sure, and if we are taking out these lows here, then it's all again something else for sure, and we need to be relabeling this. But the expectation is higher, with the most RSI momentum on smaller time frames to be had for quite some time, as this would expand higher. But I feel like that is pretty much all the expectations I have at the moment for DXY. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Links to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.